scheduled tonight. And so let's get started right into our conversation. Thanks so much for Miss Juanita Brown, our executive producer, for setting up this amazing conversation tonight on various topics. Of course, we want to say thank you to all of those who this week we had an election. I think many of us forgot because when we look at the 20% participation this week, we know a lot of us went to sleep on the election June 8th, and then a lot of us showed up. And some great things happened in June 8th. I just want to remind everybody, make sure you continue to make elections your priority. You can always every year go to our Secretary of State website, get a list of all the elections that are in the state of Mississippi or in your particular area or your ward, etc., and put it into your calendars. Put it in your calendars so that you are reminded. I know we get busy, and sometimes these, we have the primary, and then we have the runoff, and then we have the general election, and it's kind of hard for us to keep up sometime. But we're working on also expanding access to where we can have early voting. That would help a lot. So make sure that you reach out to your family and friends, and let's put those dates on our calendars so we can be reminded, because these elections are so important for us. Somebody said politics is all local. I think that's extremely true. I think local politics help impact our pocketbooks and in our lives more than even on our federal level. But tonight, let me just go over our agenda, our impressive agenda for tonight. We're going to, in our Health Matters piece tonight, our Dr. Erica Thompson is on medical leave. She has had a little minor, I should say the minor injury. I think she considered a minor injury, but she has an injury that she's going to be off on hiatus for, I think, at least 30 days with us. So, Dr. Thompson, if you're listening in, we hope you good health and wellness and get back with us so that you can continue to share all of the important news around health and wellness with us every week here on Women for Progress Radio. But in her place tonight, we're going to continue our conversation in our education and information piece around COVID-19 vaccinations. And we've been hearing a lot of people talk and give their perspectives around this particular topic. But where we are right now, and the people of a certain age like me and so many other adults have gone out and got their shots, but we got to get more young people out there. We need young people, young voices sharing their story. We need to hear from them. We need to hear what motivates them. We need to answer what questions or concerns they may have. And so tonight we are talking to a diverse group of youth, young people. And we want to hear if they've taken their vaccine, why they decide to take it. So we're going to have a little conversation around that. So I'm excited to hear from that youth perspective. And then in Voting Matters, we have, I tell you, I think this is some type of a milestone or trailblazing opportunity for sure. We have 3 women in the city of Byram who have all been elected in their particular wards as alderpersons. And I say alderpersons because they are women and they are women of color. So I am so excited to have tonight with us just to say thank you to the voters, and we want to hear a little bit about what their plans are in working together. Miss Rashonda Harris Allen, who's an alderman at large for Byram elect, and Miss Irma Johnson, who's been around the community service and engaging our community, all of these women for so very long. And so we're excited to have Alder. She's has been elected as Alderwoman for Ward 1 in Byram, Mississippi. And Miss Rochelle Gibson, who I am meeting for the first time, but she has been elected for Alderwoman Ward 5 in Byram, Mississippi. And I told Miss Gibson that the way that I know her is I love snow biz, and she has one of the best snow bizes that I've seen in Byram. And my grandson and I go there all the time, and they always give great service. And my grandson and I have a couple other locations we go to, but we always say that that's the best one in Byram, okay? So I look forward to meeting her tonight and talking with her. And then we have a member of Women for Progress. You know, we have some powerful women entrepreneurs and women doing amazing things, and we always like to have excited when we have them to table, especially a woman-owned business. And we have Miss Brenda Myers, who is the owner and CEO of Journey Insurance Solutions. And she has written a book helping other women and other individuals. If you're interested in owning your own business, how do you get started? What are some of the resources? How do you reach out? She has written a book on that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about insurance too. We don't talk enough about life insurance, about all the things that we need to prepare for our families, and what we went through in the past year of COVID. We know we need to have those particular conversations. So welcome everyone to the program. Right now we want you to share this link with your family and friends. If you have any questions, put comments in the comment section. We'll be glad to follow up with you on that. If we don't address your questions, we'll make sure that we get your questions to our guests and make sure that we follow up. So welcome everybody to the program tonight. Okay, we're going to start with Mr. David Wilson, Miss Grace Wilson, and Miss Rachel Wilson. Welcome to the program. And David, each of you ladies and gentlemen, would you introduce yourselves and tell us just a little bit about yourselves? We'll start with David, since he's the only man in the room. Dave, will you unmute yourself? David, you're muted. Would you unmute yourself, please? Okay, while David is getting unmuted, David, did you hear us to unmute yourself, please?
I'm back. Here we go.
All right, there you go. Can you hear us also?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, yeah, my name is David Wilson. Nice to meet everybody. Just want to say I'm honored to be in the presence of all of you important, affluent human beings, and I'm just proud that everybody's just been popping their stuff off. Me personally, what I've been working on is I have a couple jobs right now. I'm a field manager at a smart home company. We do commercial and residential installs, and I'm also a sound engineer and a lead performer at a recording studio in Jackson that's recently been opened up, and those are the things I'm really focused on currently. But yeah, that's just what I am and what I do.
Okay, great. Welcome to the show, David. And then we have two incredible ladies, Miss Rachel and Grace Wilson. Welcome to the show. Introduce yourselves and tell us a little about yourself.
I'm Rachel Wilson, and I just recently graduated Richland High School, and I plan to go to Ole Miss this fall, and I'm just working summer jobs, preparing for that.
Okay.
I am Grace Wilson, and I also just graduated, and I'm also going to Ole Miss, and I plan to major in English. And yeah.
Okay. Well, wonderful. I won't tell them who do you all belong to. Maybe I'll get into the conversation. But welcome to all of you all to the program, and you're all amazing future leaders. I want to ask you first about the vaccine itself. Before we start talking about your personal stories and what your thoughts are, over the past year, and it's been much over the past year, there's been a lot of talk around COVID. A lot of us got in line initially right away and said, I want to have it to protect my family. Many of us said, hey, I want to wait a while. I need more information. Many said that I don't believe the information that is out there. It has just been all over the place. And now where we are right now, a lot of people think we've gotten past COVID and it's okay to kind of relax, release, and all of those kind of things. So tell me, start, and you all can jump in where you want to. Tell me, what were your initial feelings about COVID and your decision to either take or not take the vaccine? David?
All right. My initial thoughts on COVID. This is gonna be funny because I was a huge tracker of it from the jump. I'm not gonna say conspiracy theorist, but I've definitely observed international news. So I've been tracking this since the jump. I've been watching everything. And honestly, from like my deep internet digging, I was pretty scared from the jump because I realized like how the structure was. It wasn't really more of like a extremely deadly virus on just the fact of like it'll kill you. It just stops your lungs from being able to heal themselves, which is extremely deadly, especially to our communities, especially to those who have any sort of respiratory system like issues or circular just bodily issues with their blood or heart, anything like that. And that just is a really big, just hard hitter. And it's hard to, really combat that effectively because, there's just a lot of stuff going on in the world and a lot of people don't know what to trust or who to believe. Me personally, I actually have not been vaccinated yet. I've been actually kind of waiting a little bit because I haven't found a vaccine that I am 100% comfortable with choosing. And there's a couple reasons for that. But I definitely, and my sisters are probably going to say no to this, but I wear my mask as much as possible when I'm out in public to try and, avoid serious opportunities for me to pick it up or pick up the virus or anything like that, or, anything like that. But at the same time, I feel like it's more important to look at the long run and accepting a vaccine because, one, we also don't know if the virus is going to mutate and be like a yearly sort of thing like the flu, or if this is just a one time, like when you get it and you're good. And on top of that, I honestly don't trust a lot of the research done behind a lot of the stuff. So I'm personally a little more skeptical than everyone else. So I haven't gotten the vaccine yet. But that's just my view and all that.
Yeah, actually, David, it's interesting because I talk to a lot of young people here at my academy, and it's almost they're stating the same story that you're stating. I'm going to wait. I want to wait. I'm not comfortable with it. So I'm going to ask you a couple of hard questions. One, I'm going to ask you the same questions I asked them is when you say that you want to wait and you want to see what exactly are you waiting for? And I'm asking this question because a lot of young folks are saying the same thing. I want to wait. I don't feel comfortable with the vaccine yet. I'm waiting on something else that comes out there. So Tell us what that wait is looking like. What would make you all say, okay, I need to do this. I want to do this. I want to do it for the community. And as you stated, you are also aware because you've been tracking the information that we need to do it for our community, especially those of color who have health challenges. So tell me about what does wait mean and what information, anything that will change your mind regarding that?
The biggest thing for me would probably be stage 3 clinical trial results. With just symptoms, just common side effects and just all of that. Because even, for example, the Johnson & Johnson, which has I think an 80% effective rate, that has been reported to cause blood clotting and stuff like that recently. So, I just want to just know what to expect at 100%, because the thing is when you get an antibiotic and when you get that in your body, you're now messing with your DNA structure. You're now messing with your hormones and all that stuff. And those are very important to your body. And I'm actually not a fully developed adult yet. I'm 23. I'm not 25. So I'm very cautious in this because, one, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And I really do think that, waiting sometimes is the best option because I would much rather move with 100% confidence than be on the fence about it. And then 2, I think another thing is I was hearing talks. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I was hearing talks about the government and something to do with like this D7 campaign with like the spread of like we're gonna be like doing a lot of work with more countries instead of China, yada yada yada. And I was hearing them say that they were going to essentially take the money away from the pharmaceutical companies that have been developing the vaccines by giving away the blueprint for the vaccines to these countries. And the reason why I disagree with that completely is we live in a capitalist country, and that means our number one motivation for anything in this country is money. And you are eliminating that pharmaceutical company's source of income. So I feel like if you take away their source of income, even before they finish the trials, you're just not even going to have a complete product. In my eyes. And on top of that, if you're going to be selling a complete product and you never even finish the trials, you never know what's going to happen. 20 years, 60 years, they got something on the TV saying, hey, it's like talcum powder is bad for you. It can cause cancer and give you testicle cancer and stuff. Who knew that? Everybody thought that was good for babies, baby rash, whatever, diapers, all that stuff. That was something that everybody did, but it can cause problems. And I really do think that, it's important to fully research and fully to look for yourself, get the truth, look it up. And if you think it's worth it, I agree with you, go for it. But at the same time, I also just want to be 100% confident. I don't like to be on the fence about anything. I just like to move if I know it's a good move.
I think that's great conversation, David. And I want to say to you, though, also, and I think Dr. Erica Thompson has been on our program over and over again. Also, the information research says that this particular vaccine will not change your DNA. It does not impact your hormone. And that's research that is good research. It's been backed up fully. And that's what Dr. Thompson has been sharing with us throughout this process. That's what a lot of the individuals and experts out there. So we also, we want to have those conversations. And the reason we're having this conversation tonight with a lot of young people is because there is a lot of misinformation out there. And in keeping our young people from making good decisions about vaccine. So thank you so much, David, for sharing that. But I want to repeat that again. Evidence proves and research proves that there is no change to your DNA or your hormones. And so I want people to make sure that those who are listening tonight understand that information. And that is thorough, good research. So now I'm going to move to the Rachel and Grace. Rachel, share with us your thoughts around the COVID-19 vaccination and everything leading up today, and what's your thoughts on it, and whether you all have gotten the shots or not.
My initial reaction to COVID-19, I was probably like everyone else, truly terrified. And I remember panicking when I first heard about the first case in Mississippi. So I have been fully vaccinated. I'm starting school this fall, and I'm working this summer, and everything's opening up. I felt like I needed to get it. Those are my thoughts.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Grace, right? Grace? Okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah. My initial reaction to COVID was, the general fear, because it was something new, and it's like you basically like watched as it grew and how it just continuously spread everywhere. So I'd say fear, and I haven't gotten vaccinated yet. And for me, I'm probably just waiting a little bit because, like what David had talked about, how you want to feel comfortable with it, especially since it's something that you're putting in your body. And so I wasn't 100% yet, so I decided not to get it yet, and yeah.
Okay. So Grace, you have decided not to get it, and you're going to be going off to college soon. Do you have any concerns around being in college and around other young people there around the vaccine, or anything that you might impact, your family when you're around them? When will you make a decision whether you will or will not take the vaccine?
Oh, and yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't ever gonna get it. Just at the moment I wasn't, but because I am starting school, so I might soon get it. But at the moment,
right.
I was. it's not like a final
Right.
thing.
Right.
But
Now, what are you hearing from friends of you all? You know, you're getting ready to get go to college. A lot of your friends are a lot of your other people that you know, neighbors and stuff. What are they saying about the vaccine? Is it similar? Is for what we're hearing tonight? And I think all of you mentioned that fear. You know, not only fear of the shots, but in the vaccine, but fear of COVID itself.
all of my friends are vaccinated.
Okay.
I'll get there at some point.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that, and you all have given you had a very diverse perspective. And I'll say now that what I loved about this conversation tonight, that all of you are siblings. Miss Monica Stewart Wilson is the daughter of our founder, Miss Dorothy Stewart Samuel, and you all are the grandchildren of Miss Dorothy Stewart Samuel. And it's very interesting that you all have very different perspectives. Some of you, some of you have gotten it, some of you have not, some of you plan to get it, some of you still are not sure. And so you have given us a very broad view of what young people are thinking about, what motivates them around this vaccine. And what do you think that young people need to hear from us or from the expert community to help more people, young people, decide to take the shots, to take the vaccines?
I think I'll say, I think it's going to start with a couple things. One, I think it's going to take a huge encouragement on getting our community right on the health focus first. I really do think we need to relook at like what we eat and like how we take care of our bodies, how we like do our hygiene and all that stuff. Because even before vaccinations, if we were to wash our hands and wear masks enough, we wouldn't have had this issue. And that's just a simple hygiene issue, coughing your elbow, like for real. So I think if we were just a closer, tight-knit community as a nation, we wouldn't have this problem as bad as it is. There's just a lot of just stress, combative energy, and really just kind of like ignorant squabbling everywhere to prevent any sort of forward progress. And it's kind of hard to just move forward with anything, intelligence, anything, because you got people hiding information, you lying, like, some people trying to do good, some people trying to take away from that. So I feel like a more collective, push towards the good would convince a lot more people.
Okay. Well, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. This has been a lively, informative conversation, and engaging conversation. Thank you so much, Rachel and Grace. And we salute you on this new journey at your new university that you're going to be going to. We wish you so much success. We know you're going to be successful. And you have the genetic structure to make that happen, okay? From coming off the branch of an amazing tree, Miss Dorothy Stewart Samuel. So we wish you all success. David, you're doing so many great things and so many challenging things. I gotta follow up with you on that studio issue. We may be able to do something together. So thank you so much.
We definitely need to talk, because I've actually have some thoughts in mind. Two things before whatever. On June 19th, there's a gala at New Horizon Church at 3 p.m. I'm performing. I'm pretty sure it's sold out, but check online if y'all are curious. Eventbrite, Face the True Sound, check it out. Also, I'm getting some thoughts on opening and starting a nonprofit called Greater Than Before. And I would love to get some feedback on everybody's opinion later, so maybe we can have another conversation or whatever.
Yes. You know who to dial up for that second conversation, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We
would love to have you back.
Yeah,
maybe you can even come on and co-host with me one night. We look forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, young people. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's been a great conversation. I thank so much for the Wilsons to join us on that conversation night. We're going to quickly move to our older women who we're going to give them a shout out and pat on the back to Miss Rashonda Harris Allen, Miss Irma Johnson, and Miss Rochelle Gibson. A big applause and a woohoo that they are now older women at large for Miss Rashonda Harris Allen for Byram, Alderwoman for Ward 1 in Byram, and Alderwoman for Ward 5 in Byram. Welcome, Byram, to the Women for Progress radio show again. And I want everybody to unmute themselves, please. Irma, of course, you've been around and part of Women for Progress for so very long. We wish you so much congratulations. Miss Rashonda Allen, we got to know you during this campaigning process, and so glad tonight to welcome Miss Rochelle Gibson to the conversation also. Congratulations to you women for doing so much and to really throwing your hats in. And when a woman runs for office, we cannot take it lightly. She gives up a lot. It takes a lot for her to campaign out there because, we have many hats and we have to take some of those hats off to really focus on running. So congratulations. And I want to start off by giving you all the opportunity first to thank your voters that voted for you and engage with you, but also talk a little bit about how you all might even plan to work together in the city of Byram to make a change there and to continue to empower the constituents there. And let's start with you, Miss Irma.
Right. Yes, I would like to first thank the constituents of Ward 1 for having the confidence to vote for me and giving me an opportunity to serve them, because that's what I plan to do. I plan to serve my constituents, also with the whole city of Byram. And working together is part of what I did my campaign on. It was moving Byram forward. What I want to do is I want to work with my sister alderman, brother aldermen, and the cities surrounding us, with the mayor, and bring about continuous change to enhance the lives of all people, not just one group of people, but all people. I think that is the most important thing that I, as an individual, can do, is to leave this world in a better place than I found it. That's my obligation, that's my duty, and that's what I'd like to do. Thank you for having me, and I really appreciate Women for Progress. They helped me get my platform out. They, championed me on, and that was a lot. That meant a lot to me, because a women's campaign is very difficult. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's different from any campaigns that go on, because a lot of things play into factor. And one of them is that they don't take women serious. But I'm here to tell them they got to take the newly elected Board of Aldermen very serious.
That's correct.
You mean business.
That's right. Okay, Miss Rochelle Gibson.
That's right.
Hey, thank you for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. I am Rochelle Gibson, Alderman-elect for Ward 5 here in the great city of Byram. I want to thank you guys for voting for me, all my supporters, the prayers. I am a snow business owner, but I'm also an Afghanistan veteran, and I've served my country for about 19 years, so I've never been a politician, so my whole platform is to help and serve people and, the entire city of Byram. So I just thank you for this opportunity, and I hope to do my best, and I pray to do my best in helping and serving others. Thank you.
Okay. Miss Rashonda Allen.
Well, hello. First, I want to thank Women for Progress for being supporters. You all have supported us through this journey. And I truly, and I'm sure we all truly just really appreciate you all for that. Of course, I want to give thanks to the Byram citizens and the Byram businesses, because the businesses help promote us as well. And of course, the citizens promoted us, and they came out there, they showed up, and they showed out. They voted, and they voted for whom they felt will be the best candidate for each position. So thank you, Byram citizens and Byram businesses. I would like to thank my family, my friends, my committee for being there with me through this journey, through this process, because like you said before, it's not easy. It's not easy running a campaign or running for a public office. And then you're a woman. And not only are you a woman, you are a Black woman. And you want people to take you seriously. You want people to know that you're not here to play games, but you're here to advocate for the citizens in the Byram community. So thank you all so much for that. Again, thank you, citizens. Thank you, Women for Progress. And what I hope that we can do together collectively is to enhance Byram. Like Irma said, we're here to enhance the city of Byram. We're here to collaborate with other people, with other cities, with everyone who is a part of the board. So my slogan, working together to build a better Byram, that includes everyone, not just us as public officials, but the entire city of Byram, each individual, each family, each community, each business, and the surrounding areas. So thank you.
Well, that's wonderful. And I want to say, too, that now that we have 3 alderwomen, 1 alderwoman at large and 2 alderwomen, that I tell you, we got a good slate of candidates for the next mayoral race of Byram, okay? So ladies, get ready, all right? We like filling that pool, so now we're just ready to get prepared to do that. Wouldn't that be wonderful to be right here next to the city of Jackson and have a female mayor and a woman of color in the city of Byram? Oh, that sounds good. Let's keep that idea going, okay? So thank you all so much. I congratulate you all for your work. And look, our hands and our faces will not turn from you now. This is time for us to continue to support your work. We want you to reach out to Women for Progress whenever you need support, whenever you need engagement, ever you need resources, and ever you need someone that you want to call and say, and we'll continue to reach out to you also. Check on you, see how you're doing. Your journey begins now. The real work begins as elected officials to do the work. That comes with a very big responsibility. So whatever we can do, whatever Women for Progress can do in supporting you, please continue to share with us your platform for Byram. A lot of our membership lives in Byram. Even though you're in Byram, you're right next door to Jacksonians, and we have relationships and families and friends and church members and that live in Byram, but we have relationships with them even though we live here in the city of Jackson. So what happens in Byram is important to Jackson. So make sure that you continue to come on our show in whatever other platforms you like, and share what's going on in Byram. And if you need cheerleaders or champions, we'll be glad to do that and be part of that process, because we're all in this thing together. There is no borders anymore between Byram and Jackson and Jackson and Madison or any other place. We are all in one community, and we need to support each other. We are communities of Mississippi, and so it's important for us to work together. So thank you, ladies, and I want to say good night to you before I start my next section. Thank you so much for being part of the program tonight and taking this time out. We appreciate you, and pat on the back. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that was a wonderful, wonderful conversation. As I stated, we love when women run for office, and we love and cheer not only when they run, but they run and win. And so we're so excited about that. And before I start my next conversation with the incredible Miss Brenda Myers, I want to give a shout out to our own City of Jackson Mayor Antar Lumumba and his family, and the First Lady of this great city for their campaign, for their continued leadership here in the city of Jackson. As the mayor stated in his speech, he knows that he cannot do it alone. It's all about us being an active participant in the political process. So make sure that you continue to stay engaged with him and his administration team. Make sure you email him. Make sure you reach out to his group of people that he has in leadership to find out how you can engage and how you can participate as voters and be an active participant on what goes on here in the city of Jackson. But congratulations to the Lumumba family. Congratulations to all the communities and voters that went out and voted. We thank you so much for giving of your time and your engagement to this process. Now, Ms. Brenda Myers with Journey, who's president and CEO of Journey Insurance Solutions, is owned and operated by her. She provides a variety of affordable insurance options in all counties in the state of Mississippi. She is a fast-growing, highly motivated company with excellent customer service and professionalism. Her goal is to provide customers with the best coverage at the most affordable rates while protecting their financial future. She provides several types of life insurance policies to accommodate each individual need. Welcome to the program, Ms. Myers. And is this your first conversation with us on Women for Progress Radio?
No, I think it's the second time I've been on the, maybe the first time on the radio show, but the Working Woman Report, I've been on there a couple times.
Okay,
but
great.
Each time you have me on, I'm so thankful.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. First, I want you to talk about, before we get into our main topic, tell us a little bit more about Journey Insurance Solutions and what kind of services you provide and that we need to be reaching out to you for.
Yes. Okay. Journey Insurance Solutions. I started the company in 2010. That was right at the downturn of the economy. But this opportunity presented itself for me to be able to, work for myself and then give something back to the community as well by helping people plan for their financial futures. But some of the products that we have with Journey Insurance is, of course, our main product is life insurance. But life insurance has so many facets to it. There are different types of life insurance. You have your whole life insurance, your term life insurance, you have annuities, you have retirement planning, mortgage protection. All of those things are variations of life insurance. And a lot of people don't know that. When we say life insurance, we just think, we're just covering our lives. But life insurance policies can be used for so many other things. One of them is like wealth building. You give your kids a leg up with their education. There are policies that can help them grow money within that life insurance policy. So when it's time for them to go to college or get married or whatever the case may be, there's money in there that they can take out of their life insurance policies to pay for those things. And one of the most important things I tell people, you can get a life insurance on someone as early as 16 days old, and if you start a policy on your child, your grandchild, or if you have insurable interest with that person, you can get a life insurance policy on that person, and then you can just let it accumulate and grow cash value. But the types of policies that grow cash value are the whole life policies. So that's very, very important to understand. A lot of people don't understand the difference between term and whole, and that's very, very key when you get ready to do a life insurance policy.
Well, Brenda, we've been talking to young people tonight, and the first question I want to ask is, why should young people begin to invest early on? Why is that critical for young people?
The most important thing about that, when people are younger, they tend to be healthier. And so if you're healthier, you can automatically, get coverage. You don't have to go worry about high blood pressure, diabetes, all those things. Healthy, it's kind of like guaranteed issue because you don't have those problems. The younger you are, the less expensive it is. But the key to getting it young and getting a is keeping it and maintaining it. So if you get policy while you're young and low, then that's going to cause a problem. You might not be insurable, and then the rates might even go up. So those are things that you really need to keep in mind.
Well, one of the things that you talked about, and we're talking about tonight, not only
my suggestion is the younger you are, the better. You have to life insurance. If you get ready to buy a home. I'm sorry?
No, there was a little static
Can you hear
and a
me?
little delay in your feed. I think we're okay now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I was saying, the younger the better. That's the main point. The younger the better.
Okay, great. And what's unique about your business too, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that, is this particular type of service not only empowers individuals individually, but the decisions they make around this type of insurance coverage is also, it benefits their entire family and the legacy of their family. And you talked about wealth building and etc. And so I can imagine in the midst of, we've been entangled with COVID now for over a year. And so people have had to switch kind of some of their priorities. And so what have you been saying to families during COVID around your process, but continually engaging them to make sure they continue to make life insurance and insurance a priority with themselves and their families?
That's exactly what I've been saying to them. Your life insurance is the priority. You have it already in place. You don't need to let it lapse, because if you let it lapse, then you have to start over with the 2-year contestability period. And that's something to be explained, one-on-one, to get people to really understand that. But by all means, if you already have a life insurance policy in place, and you think your budget is getting tight, don't go to the life insurance policy to let go of, to not pay. Don't do that. Just forego some of the coffees or getting your nails done or whatever the case may be. I'm not even sure what men do, with their extra money priority, because, when COVID came around, nobody expected it. Nobody knew what's going to happen. And some insurance companies will not insure you if you've tested positive for the coronavirus. So, but I have some carriers that will, insure you if you are 90 days out from having had coronavirus. So, but, it's best to be safe than sorry. We don't know what the future is going to hold. We don't know what the next epidemic is going to be, a pandemic or whatever the case may be. So, if you're prepared, if you already have your structure, let it stay that way, and if the budget gets tight, find another way to tighten that belt.
Yeah, that's good advice. Excellent advice. Now let's move into this very exciting task that you have done, and that you're sharing with us on. You have written a book, and on how, I don't have the title here, but I'm gonna let you share it with us. Tell us about this book and what was the catalyst for its you compiling it and putting it together. Why did you decide that there was a need there for this?
Okay. Well, first, this is the book. The title of it is Becoming an Entrepreneur, and it teaches you how to learn how to start and grow your business. And inside this book, it has my pink slip defining moment. It tells you information on how I became an entrepreneur. And so the reason why I wrote the book is, I don't want aspiring entrepreneurs to have to go out and try to reinvent the wheel. Try to go out and compile all this information and go here and get, kind of run around and turn around, when they can pick up one book and it has everything in here from, helping you choose the name of your business, helping you get an LLC, telling you where to go to get funding. There is a lot of resources in the book. There are myths about becoming an entrepreneur. There are statistics on being an entrepreneur, and one of the main things is, don't let somebody steal your dream. If it's your dream to become an entrepreneur and you're not really sure how to do it, this is the start. This is a book that's going to help you. I have in here how to make a business plan. How to set a budget for your business, marketing, all of those things are important. And when I started out, I didn't have any of the information. So I had to run around and try to gather, and I'm thinking with my $50 that it cost me to get an LLC, I thought I was a business owner, I only just had a name, and that's all it was. So, but once I gathered all the information and start, becoming serious about, what I'm trying to do and the reason why I was doing it, then that's, that led me to this point of wanting to help other aspiring entrepreneurs.
And there's a great need for that. We have a lot of, especially, and even more so as we take a turn from COVID, is a lot of women are saying that I don't want to go back to my 9-to-5 job or my 8-to-5 job. Or in a lot of cases with a lot of us women before COVID is, I don't want to go back to my 2 jobs. I want to create another higher paying opportunity to empower myself, and I'm ready to do that. I want to find out how I use my talents and my resources and skills to be able to create my own destiny. And many are starting their own businesses. I'm so I was so excited about so many women, even in the midst of COVID, that started their business, and made it successful, even in the midst of COVID. And that was extremely exciting, and I think the COVID empowered us to do a lot of things that that fear might have led us, kept us away from. So I want you to share. We have a couple minutes left, and I want you to share with women who might be considering becoming an entrepreneur. What do you think 2 things they definitely need to consider and look at before even, like you said, going to that Secretary of State website and getting their business name and paying that fee? What are some of the things that they need to begin to think through before they even establish that business?
Well, the very first thing is I recommend to all of my clients or customers or whatever, the people that are trying to become entrepreneurs, you have to do your research. You have to do your research with regard to the type of business that you're going in. What's going to be the cost that's going to be associated with with running that type of business. Are you going to have employees? Are you going to be a sole practitioner? A sole proprietor? Those are all things that you have to think about. But the most important thing is let it be your dream. Let it be what you want. It's like if you tell someone I'm going to open up a hair salon, that person will probably tell you, based on what they know about you, well, I think you do nails so good. Why don't you open up a nail salon? Well, that's just their opinion. You shouldn't let someone else dissuade you from, what your goal is. And a lot of times, people feel like they're supporting you, but they're really not. You know what I'm saying? They're not intentionally trying to, not support you, but they give their opinion. But it's just that is their opinion. Your dream is your dream. So as long as you stay the course, do your research, make sure that have all the financial backing that you need going forward, then you'll be fine. It's like I said, I started out with $50, and with my LLC, I thought I was happy. I thought I was a business owner, but there's so much more to it than that. There's so much more to it. And one of the main things is when you're starting your business, you really have to check with the Secretary of State's office to see that your business is available, insurance solutions. So you have to make sure that your name of your business is unique to you.
Well, I talk to a lot of women about, starting their business, their journey around it. And I think one of the things that they each of them talk about is how you handle fear, and that always not only might creep up when you're even deciding to start your business or even doing your journey with your business. How have you handled fear, and what do you tell other young entrepreneurs who are beginning their journey?
Fear is a beast if you let it become that, because we all have that voice in the back of our heads telling us, what if you fail? What if it doesn't go the way you plan? What if you fall on your face? We have to silence the voices in our heads and then, just try to move forward. We have to press forward because we know the Bible said that, we don't have the spirit of fear, but of sound mind and power. We can do all of those things. We can do whatever we set out to. We just have to get out of our own way. Mm-hmm. So fear, it does play a factor, but you can't let it stop you. And then once you have that one little accomplishment, and then your confidence grows and you get bigger and you stand taller and you keep going. you know. So if you let that one little bitty voice in your head say, you're not going to be good, you know, you're not going to be successful, you're not going to ever know what the end result is going to be, you know. So you have to push forward. You have to persevere, you know, through all of that. And this 2020, I'm telling you, I said I'm not going to give any time to 2020 anymore because it's behind us. But 2020 showed us a lot of things. It pulled some things out of us that we didn't even know we had inside of us. And you even mentioned, you know, about a lot of women starting businesses and doing all these things, you know, in the midst of a pandemic and being successful. You know, we have to look for the silver lining in the bad things. You know, we have to look for the silver lining, and the silver lining in, you know, the pandemic, if we can call it that, you know, it gave us a chance to reflect and, you know, just think about some of the things that we really want to do, and then just go out there and just try to do those things. Yeah. So I think in a way, you know, it brought us more within ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It helped us to understand who we really are, as opposed to who somebody is telling us we are.
Right.
And by that I mean, if you're working a 9 to 5, you know every Friday on payday, that's the money you're gonna get. Right. You're gonna get that, you know, whatever, no matter what. Right. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you're working for yourself, you know, there is no limit, you know, but you get out of it what you put into it.
Right.
And, you know, it's not easy. And I'm not even going to try to allude to the fact that is, you know, Ms. Willie, you know, being an entrepreneur, it is a job.
Yeah.
It's so to speak.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's yours. It's your baby. You birth it. And so you got to see it all.
Right. I think we had a little a delayed feed on your side, Brenda. I think we're okay now. Are you back with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why my internet is doing that. Yeah. So, but I hope that the audience heard the gist of what I was trying to say. I don't know how much of that was muzzled or faded out. But
I think we got it good, except for a couple of pieces. So I don't think we missed too much of the content. But I want to take this time right now to say, how do we get this book? You've now wet our whistles, as they say. So tell us, how can we get this book? Because it sounds like you have a roadmap for those who are interested in becoming an entrepreneur, starting your own business. And even if you're not, you might have a friend or loved one that you want to buy the book and share it with. So how can we get the book? Is it in our local bookstore? Do we pick it up from Journey Solutions? How can we access it?
Well, I have created a website, www.brendabmyers.com. And on that website, there is a link that you can go to, and you can order the book. You can pay for it directly there, and it will come directly to you. And I am so excited to announce that my first shipment has already sold out. So I'm just really, really excited about that. Yes. And people are, you know, like you said, you don't have to get it for yourself. You know, if you know someone that is thinking about going down the road of entrepreneurship, you know, young kids just graduated college, they're not sure which way they want to go. You know, it would make a good gift for, you know, for graduates, you know. So, but yeah, just go to www.brendabmyers.com. And it'll show you, it has everything on there that you need to be able to get you a copy of the book. And I want to also, if I have time, just say I am creating an online course, a 4-week course on becoming an entrepreneur. And that's going to be on my website as well. I mean, there's going to be forms and procedures and information and, you know, everything that you're going to need within that course. And then if you sign up for the course, of course, you'll get the book for free. So that's just something that I'm offering. And the course is going to be coming really, really soon. I'm going to announce that. But I just really thank you, Willie, for this platform. And, you know, just Women for Progress is just awesome. It is an awesome organization that, you know, it supports women. It drives you. You know, it just motivates you. You know, I remember a time when, you know, I was like, man, I have all this time on my hands. You know, what am I going to do? This. But then somebody was telling me about Women for Progress. And I was like, oh, then you think to yourself, well, you know, I'm not sure if I'm qualified to join. I'm not sure if I have the credentials to join. But it's not about that. Right. You know, it's about women empowering and helping women.
Right.
And so I appreciate you for that.
Well, we thank you so much for having you. I want to remind our audience again that website is www.brenda, BRENDA, B as in boy, Myers, MYERS.com, BrendaBMyers.com, and that's where you can get the book. And she has an online course that's coming up that you can sign up for. And if you sign up for the course, you're going to get the book for free. And I tell you about good information is sometimes, especially when our young people, this sounds like a really great tool to share with young people just to be able to get that information. They may not be ready to start their business now, but they may want to start a business down the road. And it's good to get this information up front, so that their journeys, as we say, journeys with Journey Insurance Solutions, is much easier. And Brenda has been around a very long time, engaging in her business, and she has learned a lot. She has been definitely somebody who has information that you can use and share. We want you to reach out to Journey Insurance Solutions. And Brenda, tell us where you're located if people want to stop in or either call and make an appointment with you.
Oh, yeah. And on the Journey Insurance website is www.journeyinsuranceSolutions.com. There is a link for you to go to the calendar, and you can schedule your appointment. And once you put that information on the website, it'll come directly to me, and then I will reach out to you and contact you and then set up an appointment that way.
Okay. And I want to say that Brenda is always extremely responsive. So reach out to her, even if you just want a consultation. And you said, look, I saw you on the Women for Progress radio show. I just want to see what services and opportunities that you have, or I just want some information. You may say, well, hey, I'm getting married soon, and my husband and I are not sure what we need to do as far as insurance coverage for ourselves and our families. How do we prepare for the future? I'm having a new baby. How do I need to make sure that I set up wealth building opportunities for that new child, the new baby of mine? So there's a lot of questions that is important for us to have, and we want you to reach out to Journey Insurance Solutions and let Ms. Myers walk you through that process and get you connected and tell you mainly about the many options around insurance that's available, the many options around insurance. And then if you, of course, interested in becoming an entrepreneur, pick up the book. And what's the title of the book again, Brenda?
It's called Becoming an Entrepreneur, Learn How to Start and Grow Your Business. And then the tagline is My Pink Slip Defining Moment.
Okay, wonderful.
So it just tells you how I started in the industry. And I wanted to give my phone number because I don't think I did that already. It's 601-672-0695. And you can call me and we can set up a consultation. And my consultations are free of charge when it comes to the insurance side of it. But if you need a consultation about being an entrepreneur, there's a page on my website that tells you the process and the procedure and how to get that started.
Okay. So, and give that telephone number one more time before we wrap up, Brenda.
Sure. It's 601-672-0695. And the website is www.brendabmyers.com and www.journeyinsuranceSolutions.com.
Well, thank you so much, Brenda, for joining us tonight. I tell you, I've had an amazing slate of women and young people that have joined me tonight. This has been an incredible conversation. Of course, we thank Miss Rashonda Harris Allen, who is the new Alderwoman at Large in Byron, Mississippi. Miss Irma Johnson, who is new Alderwoman for Ward 1 in Byron, Mississippi. And Miss Rochelle Gibson, who's Alderwoman for Ward 5 in Byron, Mississippi. And that's good news for Byron. Not only they are ushering in 3 amazing new women in the city of Byron, but they're ushering in 3 new women of color in the city of Byron. And we're so excited about that opportunity. We're so excited about the leadership that they're going to bring to the city of Byron and the constituents of Byron in supporting and, as they state, uplifting the city of Byram. They're our neighbors here in the city of Jackson, and so we wish them extremely success in their endeavors. And we know that there are 3 powerful women who are going to do well and going to work together well for the uplift of Byram, the city. Thank you again, Brenda Myers from Journey Insurance Solutions. That website again is www.brendabmyers.com to pick up that book and find out more information how to become an entrepreneur. And also her upcoming online course will be there also. Or go to the website about insurance solutions at journeyinsuranceSolutions.com. So a lot of great information for you to use. And I always tell people, good information is not good information until it's shared. So all the information that you got tonight from our young people, thanks so much for Miss Rachel Wilson and Grace Wilson, who's getting ready to go on to college to do wonderful, wonderful things. We wish them so much success. Thanks to David Wilson, who's already out there and doing wonderful things and look like he's budding entrepreneur also. So we congratulate him. We thank them all for joining us tonight in their talk and conversation about COVID-19 vaccines. I want you to share and make sure you're asking young people about COVID-19. Ask them what their concerns are, what their fears are. Help them dispel the myths that are out there. I want to say to you all again, the research has been very, very strong and very, very well disseminated that the vaccine does not change your DNA. It does not change your hormonal structure or impact your hormonal structure. So I want young people to know, if you've been waiting around just because of that there's the information is there saying that it's okay for that. So I'm hoping some of the information that we shared tonight around COVID-19, especially for young people, is that it's information enough that will change your mind. We invite you to go to the CDC website, the Mississippi Department of Health. There's factual information that can be shared. Dr. Erica Thompson, which is at Magnolia Health, she has an incredible website, a credible clinic. She's another organization that you can reach out to. She's with us usually every week, making sure she stay informed on COVID-19. So just make sure that you have good information. And sometimes our young people have a lot of different things, a lot of websites that they go to, but point them to the right place when they have some questions. So to help us get as many young people so we can increase our numbers, specifically our numbers in the communities of color. All communities, we need young people getting the vaccine for those who can and those who make the choice to do so. But also specifically our communities of color, we need to make sure we're sharing this information. This is not something that we can do alone. We have to do it as a community. We have to make sure we're protecting each other and protecting our communities and our families. And so we're not past this thing. We're getting ready to get into the summer. April showers bring May flowers, and now we're headed into a major summer. All of us are jumping out and taking our vacations and getting ready to hit the water and have the potlucks and the church picnics and all of these things. We still got to stay safe. You need to, if you really, the most freeing thing for me is when I got both my shots and I felt more comfortable moving around in space. I still follow the rules and regulations of businesses, going in, putting your mask on, making sure you're washing your hands, making sure you're protecting yourself, because I have grandchildren that are under the age that can have the shot. And so I just want to make sure that everybody is safe. We're moving around in spaces, going into office buildings, shopping, things like that. So it's not just about us. It's about protecting others also. So I just ask you, those who can, Women for Progress doesn't tell people what to do, but we try to share as much information as possible so you can make good decisions for yourself. And we want you, those who can, and you've just been sitting and waiting, and you don't necessarily have a particular reason one way or the other, we invite you, because the doors are open right now. You can go to Jackson Hines Comprehensive Health. You can go to the Mississippi State Health Department. You can go to many clinics, even your doctor's office, with no wait and no appointments, and you can walk right into these places and get your shot. So it's totally open, it's totally convenient. There's so many organizations out there that's offering free rides if you don't have transportation. So we cannot say enough about that. And I want to thank you all again for all the voters who went to the poll June 8th. Thank you to all the voters who went to the polls January 8th and did your duty. You gave your voice, you spoke your voice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. And look, this is a 365-day-a-year job, voting. It doesn't stop on June 8th. We need to make sure that we invite others to vote. We need to make sure we continue to now those elected officials that we have brought into the table and those that we have reelected. We make sure that we have to hold them accountable. We have to hold ourselves accountable by making sure we join their administrations in conversation. Make sure we keep eye on the city council meetings and the meetings at our Hinds County Board of Supervisors and the PTA meetings and everywhere we engage politically. We need to make sure that we are part of that process. Voting is just the first major step. The next step is, of course, to engage, to continue to register voters. Make sure you get your young people. A lot of them just graduated high school. A lot of them just graduated college. Make sure that they are now ready to vote and engage in the electoral process. So make sure that we're doing what we need to do to get them ready also. Well, this has been Women for Progress Radio. Thanks again to all of our guests. Thank you, Ms. Juanita Brown, for our executive producer, for setting up our show tonight. And we look forward to you every Thursday right here at 5:30. Oh, want to remind you, the Working Woman Report, which is every Wednesday from 12 to 1, due to technical issues, has been rescheduled for tomorrow at 12 to 1. Tomorrow, Friday, 12 to 1, the Working Woman Report, and we have the incredible Miss Deidre Alexander, who is the educator and advocate for teachers. She has a wonderful nonprofit called Women Educators of Color. And our conversation is going to, how do we, as we move forward, innovatively support teachers? Teachers still need of our support. They have been some of the frontline workers through this past year. They have had many, many challenges around homeschooling and virtual schooling. And so let's talk about the status of where we are with teachers and how can we creatively make sure that we support them, make sure that we encourage them, and make sure that they have all the strength, the skills, and tools that they need to be successful as we go forward in our public school system and our private school system. And Ms. Deidre Alexander, who is somebody who's been an educator, been a school teacher, who has worked in so many different fields, have created so many types of programs for young people and for teachers. She is the person that we want to talk to. And so tomorrow from 12 to 1, here live on Women for Progress Facebook page and on womenforprogressradio.com and on where all you get your podcasts, we will be having a conversation with Deidre Alexander about educators and school teachers and how do we support them as we go forward. So join us tomorrow Friday. Get your brown bag lunch and join us for a great conversation with an amazing lady that is doing wonderful things. Good night and have a wonderful day.
The recording has stopped.